welcome to the Monday after. If you're new here, welcome. This is a more of an intimate conversation that I have with everybody after Sunday. And this is one of those Mondays where you want to forget about what happened on Sunday. But I can't forget. But the thing that's bothering me the most about Sunday is not the team. It's not the defense. It's not the offense. And most importantly, it's not Matt Canada. It is Steeler Nation. Steeler Nation, we have beef. Beef. Big beef. I know you heard the bass in my voice. And you know why it's a little more bassy than usual? Because I was out there by myself, in some cases, screaming for our defense. And what were you doing? A lot of you were just chomping on popcorn, looking at me like I'm insane, looking at me and talking trash and saying down in the front when your defense. My man Nick Herbig, shout out to him. He was standing on the bench trying to get Steeler Nation up out of their seats, and they weren't budging. Y'all were not budging for that man. It hurts my soul to see this team out there. I don't know why they got a third down. You should already be up. They shouldn't even. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing because I watch y'all. I walk to the stadium. I watch y'all tailgate and take shots and chug beers and high five and yelling and screaming and cooking and eating. And y'all come inside and y'all at the movie theaters. Y'all quiet. Your defense needs you. They need you. And I need you guys to be way more into the game on Monday than you were on Sunday. This is before they even got in the hole, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't about them being down and the energy is gone. They didn't have the energy from y'all from the beginning. You got the first terrible towel, you're waving them, and then y'all sit down and just get out eating. Home field advantage is a big deal. But now I don't even feel like it matters in Pittsburgh anymore. It probably matters more on the road. It's probably road games with more lively Steeler fans than there are in Pittsburgh. It's becoming a real problem. It may not be for you, but it definitely is. And I know the players had to know this. I don't care how many 49ers were there. I could care less. I could care if it was 90% of 49ers in there. That 10% of Steeler fans should have been on your feet when that defense was on the field. That's it. I'm disappointed. I don't want to see it again. I know I'm going to keep seeing it, but I don't want to see it again. And every time I'm going to make note and I'm going to say something about it. Because it has to change. It's sickening. Everybody wants to talk about, how many 49ers fans were there. I'd rather have them there than people sitting there and not saying nothing, not cheering on their team. Ugh. Man. Oof. Anyway. I want y'all to be embarrassed by the 49ers and them cheering you out of your stadium. I'm happy that happened. I hope you take note and you make sure it doesn't happen again because that should be embarrassing to you. I'm not embarrassed. I'm disappointed. But y'all that sat there and just ate popcorn, y'all should be embarrassed. Not me. I take pride. Now that we've gotten that part of the way, I will talk about the game a little bit here because so much went wrong. I don't have enough time to talk about every component of the game that was awful. Quite frankly, everything. And like I said, it's easy to blame Matt Canada, and a lot of people have done it already. And you know how I stand on him sometimes. But every piece of this game sucked. Every team at some point had a bad time. Even special teams. Even though I felt Anthony McFarland did good. I feel like Calvin Austin did good. Marvin had some issues too, you know. Chris Boswell didn't even really get a chance to get off. You know, he got the extra point, but that was it. We weren't making field goals because we needed touchdowns. And when you get down like that, you talk about the lack of running the ball. When you get down like that, it's not a whole lot of an option. But, and we talked about the play calling. But to me, it was truly execution. Execution was a big problem. And I know it can be fixed. We saw it happen throughout the season last year. So it can be fixed. And you went up against a really good defense. And I'm glad. I'm glad you have film to go off of from a really good team versus beating a really bad team and, you know, poking your chest out. I kind of rather something like this now than something like this when you're on a, I don't know, 7-game winning streak and your chest is out to the max and you think you a big dog. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Minka Fitzpatrick for that. But one of the things I want to point out on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know the number of how many times the linebacker switched. There's a linebacker in particular who is number 2 on the list for tackles. They'd only got 29, I think it's 28 or 29 of the 68 snaps. I think Minka Fitzpatrick was the only one out there for all of the defensive snaps. You had Patrick Peterson and Levi out there. I think they missed 1 snap each. But yeah, I'm not feeling that. Roberts definitely showed if he can be number 2 at tackles and his percentage is significantly less than a lot of the guys out there, you might want to keep Roberts out there. It looks like he was being efficient with the possessions that he was out there, the snaps he was out there for. So please, consider giving Roberts some more time. Let these linebackers settle in a little bit. I think the switching out of linebackers so often, so frequently, hurt them more than it helped them. I know we have a list of injuries. I'm not going to get into that except for Cam. We know that that's going to be significant, right? There's not much I can say it sucks. The Deontay injury also sucks. However, you saw Calvin Austin come in. I think that is gonna, in some ways, level itself out. I know you are gonna say me like, he ain't no Deontay Johnson. You don't know what he is. You don't know how he can compare because you haven't seen him in our offense outside of yesterday. So pump the brakes and hope for the best. We are playing the Browns, and I won't get into that until later on in the week, but they have a lot of tape. They did a lot of things wrong, and about the only thing right was TJ Watt. And I think the tape will help them. But they have to move fast because I'm telling you right now, George Pickens is not going to want to stay in Pittsburgh if he's not getting the ball and they're not producing and they're not getting in the end zone and they're not winning games. He's not going to want to stay in Pittsburgh. I don't know anybody that's going to want to stay in Pittsburgh and be losing. So please, they got to clean it up fast. TA, I'm holding you responsible. Matt Cannon, I'm holding you responsible. I'm not blaming you for everything. Kenny Pickett, holding you responsible. Yeah, I am. Coach Tomlin, head honcho. Got to hold him accountable. Reasonable expectations were not met. It is what it is. So we move on. And that's really it, y'all. My biggest harp is on the fans because I'm a part of that. I sit out there with y'all and I watch those guys beg you. I saw TJ begging. I think it was Alex begging. I saw them begging for you guys to participate. And that bothers me more than them out there playing. Because they actually sweat. And they, they running and jumping and hitting and everything, and y'all just sitting there drinking your beers, eating your chicken and fries or whatever it is you eat at games. And you can't even cheer. That's why. You can't even help them out. They gotta beg you to try to muster up a false start or something to help them. Y'all crazy. Couldn't be me. But have a good day.